Hello, good morning. Day 3 of our reboot. So I hope you are watching and I hope it helps to stay connected because I know I'm certainly getting a lot of phone calls from people that are afraid and that people, some people are alone and it's not as easy to go through this when you're by yourself or worried about where your kids are, whether they're adult kids or not. But anyways, what I wanted to talk to you about today is a little bit more from the guides about what's going on. And I thought it was interesting because last night someone had sent me something from the 13 indigenous grandmothers. And the grandmothers of all the different tribes are amazing. They have talked about this day coming, and here we are. So they sent out a message that somebody sent me, and the indigenous grandmothers basically said things will never go back to the same. Now, this isn't an alarming piece, as we talked about yesterday, that this is a time when we didn't like what was happening anyways, this going at a crazy pace and all of that was not easy. And so what I want to say to you is that we're trying to go back a little bit to the ways that we would like it to be, not so crazy and hurried, not where we're breaking our backs to work for money, all of that, that it is very difficult when you're in this place of, being afraid and, all of a sudden we stop and everything goes silent and we have time to look again about what's going on and we have time to think about it. So basically what they said is we can't continue to go from the male energy of action, 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 doing everything all the time. We have to go back to the divine feminine. And I love the message because basically what it said was that you needed to come from the place of the divine feminine within you and just allow. I'm just going to shut this door and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, too much noise going on from the other side. So anyways, they said that we have to get in touch. We have DNA inside of us that is the divine feminine, and that we've worked with this before. We lived this in feminine cultures before, going all the way back. You are your ancestors, you know this. And so now it's about men and women alike getting in touch with the divine feminine within them and just allowing yourself to recognize what are the qualities of the divine feminine. We know the divine feminine is strong yet soft, can accomplish things, but it's really from going within. It's not about taking all the action on the outside. And this was interesting because it talked about going within yourself, that in the days ahead, instead of journeying physically to here, there, and everywhere, we're going inside. And it's going into the deepness of your own soul. And I love that because it's something that we've been trying to prepare for. And yet we still thought, oh, it's out there. We still have more time. And I guess here we are where time has run out in that way. And now we're supposed to just allow ourselves to be in the energies, to meditate, to go within ourselves, to look at what's next, and to be in that place. And basically, it ended by saying there's a gentle breeze blowing out there. Let the wind and the sun and all that shine on you. But we're asking for the world to be a little bit different, and that's what this is about. So, loved that message. There's messages coming from all over, and although there's always information coming in, You know, what would happen if it went to the next step and we didn't have internet or whatever? Not that I'm saying that's what's going to happen, but what if it did? We're surged constantly. We're saturated with information. And what if we had to rely just on spirit and our guides and our angels and getting in touch with what's in here? So that's why I chose to bring this beautiful picture from this artist of an angel and our spirit. Why I love this is that it's so bright. The orange in the background just reminds me of brightness and being alive and all of that. So I like this very, very much. Whoops. I also have Archangel Michael here again, as he's reminding us that he is protecting this earth and each one of us and all our loved ones. And we really need to call on them. Remember that your angels and guides can't do anything because we have free will unless we ask. So please do ask, especially now. This morning when I was meditating, my angels kept showing me a number, 224, 224. And I have this Angel Numbers book, 101 by Doreen Virtue. And I looked it up and I clearly felt it was for everyone, not just for me. And it says the angels are boosting your confidence, faith, and trust, as these qualities help them to answer your prayers. So there it is. I love that. All right. So I hope yesterday was some of the tapping that was able to really help you. I'm going to be doing some more tapping soon to continue with the layers of all this that want to come up. And my guidance was showing me different pieces to where we're at right now. So there's this fear of the unknown. There's this fear of not knowing what to do, where you're going, what's going to happen next. And, you know, truthfully, nobody knows. I've told you this before, that guidance is saying, stay where you need to be. Because if you do that, if you stay in alignment, and if you're in a really good place within your mind and in your heart and soul, then you're better apt to know what you need to do if something else comes up. We don't want to be in fear. We want to be in love. And how could we be worried when we know we, at least anybody watching this, believes in spirit world and knows that they're here to assist us at these times? For others, they may not have the belief or the strength. And I want to just say that at least we know they're there for us. So ask away. Ask them, send them on missions, protect my kids, protect my family, my friends, whatever it is. And just allow yourself to know that once I call on them, it's done. The other thing I was getting, and I didn't have time to do it yet myself, which I will do after this, is it talked about downloading a picture of the world, you know, just printing it out and to put it on an altar. So if you're somebody who hasn't created an altar, create one. It can be as simple as a little corner of your bedroom or whatever. Create an altar with some of your favorite things and the things you love on there. Could be loved ones, pictures that have passed on, could be angels or pictures of gods or goddesses or whatever it is, animal totems, whatever is important to you. And I still have my candle going here for burning away the dross and purification at this time. But then we would take the picture of the world and put it on an altar. And when you're doing this, I suggest, if I say this was that picture, I would hold it up to my heart and I would imagine that everything on this planet is going to be healed. So I'm closing my eyes, I'm connecting with Gaia, or Mother Earth herself. And then I'm connecting with all of its people. And then I'm connecting with all the animals, all the crystal beings, all the trees, and all of nature, kingdom, and spirit, all the water, all the air, all the earth, and ether, and everything else that makes up this planet. And I would be sending lots of light, even to the virus itself. Remember, the virus has an energy. And even though we don't like the virus and what that's doing, we do know that we can't attack something because that's a negative energy. What we need to do is be in a place where we send it, we heal it through love. So sending enough love into this dark energy of the virus to just split that open. And again, I ask you to pass this on or repost it, because if we get enough numbers doing this, we certainly are making a change. So that's what I want to say to you. And just recognize that as you do that, you're making a difference. So you can sit in your home, you can hold the picture of the world each day, send prayers out. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're meditating on it, whether you're actually saying prayers of any religion, it doesn't matter, or whether you're doing a rosary if you're a Catholic, or whatever it is to you. There's no separation in this. As long as we're sending love and light and all of that, there's no separation. And we're trying to change this, okay? And I believe that we can change this scenario. So we would put the world on the altar somewhere. You might want to put a rose quartz or something that represents love on it. And every time you walk by that altar, just send more love. Be in a place of, this is love. And have that be an extension of who you are, because that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with something very big and expansive, and we want to blast it open with love. So that's a way that we can be in a place of allowing for us to shine. You know, it's interesting. You probably saw Ben just jump up here. At least he's being quiet today. And my apologies for him the other day. But you know what? I thought, this is life. Things happen. They get our attention. And I didn't want to re-record because I said, you know, I have no control. Ben's being a dog. I have no control. He thinks he's protecting me from barking at the mailman. Alert, alert. But he has been very restless lately. Maybe you've noticed your animals being that way too. And I want to remind you, they're going through this as well. So whether you have animals, whether you have babies, or what, everybody is feeling this on some level. And I wanted to just talk about that a little bit today. So when we get back to thinking about the animals, have compassion for your dogs and cats and whatever else you have, because they don't know what to do with it. At least we can tap or we can do whatever to get rid of this, but they can't do that. And not only is that happening, they're absorbing for us. So when you have an animal and you're sick or whatever's going on or upset about something, they're taking it all in. And we need to remember that and be compassionate when they're all antsy or, you know, running from window to window. They know something's up, but they don't know where it's coming from. And although animals are very intuitive creatures, they can't talk to us. And unless you're really in tune with your animal, you won't know what it's feeling. Last night actually, I took Ben for a walk, and we live 2 houses down from a pond, and the geese were going crazy. They weren't on the pond. They were walking in the middle of the street, in the middle of Parker Street. So those of you that live locally know that's a very busy street. And they're making such loud noises, like as if they were under attack. And there was herds of them walking across the street. And my dog is just standing there watching them. And it's almost like, okay, is there something that I should be alarmed about? What is going on? And it was real interesting to watch. If you observe nature or you observe the animal kingdom, you're going to see crazy things that are going on. This morning, I was with a client on the phone, and when I got off, Gerard told me that a bird just smashed into our slider. And we have images there and designs, those stickers you put on so they don't. But he said this bird came slamming in, and he looked up the meaning of that, and it was about change. Without knowing what kind of bird it was in general, it was about change or a warning. And so really interesting that they're knocked off their game as well as us. So, you know, take a few extra minutes to just love your dog up or your animals up and assure them that things are going to be all right, because they're going to follow your lead. So if you're all over the place and really worried, that's what's going to happen. And the other thing my guides were telling me about is that, you know, we really don't know where things are going. We can only hope or predict so much, because I will keep reminding you of this, that it's up to us. We're in this together. We have to pull together. We have to have the strength to get through however many days this goes on for. And we have to be in that place. And the outcome is determined by all of us and how we behave and how we handle this at this time. There's a big purging going on, and we've known about this for many, many years, that it was coming. We didn't know that it was going to be a virus, perhaps, but we need to know that we know about this, and this is a time of everything opening up in the way that we want it to. It's almost like we're cracking open something to see what's inside. And aren't we doing that with each other? To excuse myself, Ben hears Gerard having breakfast, and before he starts barking, I'm going to let him out of here. And thank you for letting me be who I am and not be worried about, oh my God, what are they going to think? Who cares, right? We're in this together. Probably on about day 20, you'll see me here with no makeup, my hair all sticking out, in my nightgown or something. We have to keep our humor, right? It's important that we laugh. So here we are, we're at this place, and it really is determined by how do you want to go through this? How do you want to be in this place at the end of however long this is going to take? How do you want to be seen? How do you want to be seen with yourself? How are you going through this? So we really want to be in a place of allowing ourselves to say, you know what? I weathered through that pretty good. I didn't get in my drama. I didn't get into the panic that perhaps everybody else is going through. I want to be in a place that I can say, good job, Brenda. You did the best you can do. And one of the other things that came through in my reading this morning was that, meditation, was that it's important for us to look at what we can contribute to all of this. I think it's awesome that people from all over the world are posting dancing and singing, and Broadway is giving you, things you can watch downloading. And I just saw that the New York Public Library is letting you download any of their books, 300,000 books. That's fabulous. These are things that we never get to do. So why do we have to jump to change being bad? Maybe this is a very good thing. And that's where I'm going to set my goal on, that as time goes on, I'm going to allow myself to be in the place of what can I learn today? How may I be in service? So those are a couple good questions for us to ask ourselves every day. What is there for me to learn today? Maybe I always wanted to learn to speak Spanish. Maybe I'm going to start that online. You know, whatever it is that you've never had the time to do, or things that you want to get in order, or conversations you want to have. We still have the telephone. So that is a really good piece. I think it's really great. So I had to use this mug today. It says the universe knows, and on the other side it says follow your heart. A good friend of mine gave this to me, and she knew I would love it. So shout out to her. And yes, the universe does know, but it follows our lead, and it follows the energy of our hearts. So let's keep our hearts filled with kindness and joy and love and contribution. Who can you help today? Is there a conversation you can have with somebody that calms them down? There's a lot of people with anxiety out there, and I'm getting phone calls from a lot of people that just don't know what to do with it all. They normally have it, but of course it's getting escalated at this time. And the thing I want to say is, for all you empaths out there, all of a sudden, you know, I say to a lot of my coaching people, notice what you're noticing. And all of a sudden, I'm noticing I could eat a house. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I've been doing so good with eating plant-based and everything. And then what I was told by my guides was that, wait a minute, you're an empath. You're feeling the energy of everybody else's collective fear, uncertainty, and all of this. So if I'm feeling this, all of you are feeling it as well, whether you're conscious of it or not. So this is really a time when I want to say to you, be aware. And we know that at night, a lot of us are traveling our spirit leaves our body, and we're traveling to be of service in some way. And of course, you may not remember that in the morning, but your body's lying there empty. And what's it doing? It's absorbing everything that's going on right now. So what I want to say to you is, this is the perfect time for realizing if you're eating more, if you're drinking more, whatever it is that may be a habit that's not healthy, smoking more, ask yourself, create a pattern interrupt, and ask yourself, do I really want this, or is this the fear I'm feeling of everybody else, and I want to stop the feeling? And so after that, pause and just notice what you're noticing, because as that came to me, I am noticing I don't need it, and I certainly don't want to gain weight from all of this. I want to be in a better place, and I want to feel good about things. So that's just a little side note on that. And really look at, if Spirit was watching you right now, observing who you are in your earth suit, how would you like to be seen? Because Spirit is watching you right now. It's as if you have a master teacher that's walking around with you and noticing every single thing you're doing. Would you be proud of the way you're acting? Are you being part of the problem or part of the solution? That is the big question. So allow yourself to see, okay, if Jesus or Buddha or whoever you relate to, Kuan Yin, was sitting with me, Would she be happy that I'm in fear and that I'm, calling everybody else and escalating their fear? No. How am I going to feel good about how I went through this? And that's where you want to be. You may feel you have nothing to contribute, but all of us have something to contribute. Maybe until we're in complete lockdown, maybe it's about going to a neighbor's house and sitting with them a few minutes if they live alone and contributing something, or making a meal for somebody that's elderly and bringing it over to them. Really being in a place of allowing yourself to say, you know what, Spirit, this is who I really am. So, as we close today, day 3, I have pulled 3 cards, and the first 2 are from Rebecca Campbell. I love her cards. And it's awakening, energetic upgrades, and a new way of being, integration. So I'm showing you that. And on the card, I'm not reading what she says today. She's just laying there suspended. So can't we relate to that we are in a place of being or feeling suspended right now? And if we are being upgraded, and I believe that's the truth, because look at the earth right now. She has to be upgraded. We're going to learn a new way through this and a new way out. We cannot keep raping and pillaging this earth. It has to be healed. And we will get to integration as we have this time. The next card, also by her, was the Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Look at that. And out of the darkness comes the light. So the void, I think, I always compare the void to the field. So if we're talking about the quantum field, that is the void where all possibilities exist. And so in that field, what outcome do we want? The steps and that you take today and the way you act today collectively is going to add to where we go with this. We can go through this nice and easy. It's almost like giving birth. Some people have a birthing experience. They take a breath and that's done. Other people, horrible experience, pain, everything else. How do we want to go through this? We're birthing a new earth. And the last one I pulled from Cryon that says, my needs are always met. I am a beloved human who is blessed with continuous love and abundance from Gaia and the Creator. My needs are always met. Love the colors and the sacred geometry on there. And as I'm pulling cards every day, I'm asking for the collective in what we're going through. So you might want to write this down as an affirmation. I'll read it one more time. My needs are always met. I'm a beloved human who is blessed with continuous love and abundance from Gaia and the Creator. My needs are always met. And we could say our needs are always met. And you know what? I truly believe that. Spirit has always taken care of me if I stop long enough to see who I get hooked up with in terms of friendships and people that have something to offer. Certainly during a time like this, I'm keeping my telephone lines open metaphorically to connect with other mentors of mine and to compare notes, and everybody's in agreement that we have to shine through this time. So there we are, day 3. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, one more thing I just wanted to add. My guides have come through also, and one of my master teachers told me that I'm voice activating at this time, which means they're coming through me to use my voice to help you all feel better, chill, relax a little bit more. It's like a tranquilizer, or hopefully. Probably isn't a tranquilizer for Gerard hearing my voice, but maybe all of you. So anyways, there it is. Lots of love to you. You're in my heart. Thank you.